The hand clamped around my throat like a vice forged of frozen iron. I choked, my lungs spasming, and clawed at the air as I was hoisted off my feet. The figure, the blur of static I'd seen in the photos, was impossibly strong. I struck out with my flashlight, the heavy metal casing connecting with something that felt less like flesh and more like dense, shifting shadow. It didn't flinch. Instead, the grip tightened, and for a terrifying second, I felt my own consciousness flickering, as if the entity was literally siphoning the light from my mind. I kicked blindly, my boot catching a loose floorboard. The sudden, violent shift in weight threw the entity off balance. The grip fractured, and I didn't hesitate. I hurled myself toward the spot where the door had been. I didn't look back, sprinting blindly through the darkness until I hit the solid, cold plaster of the hallway wall. I scrambled into the living room, my breath coming in ragged, painful gasps, and burst out of the Blackwood estate into the cool, biting night air. I drove until my hands stopped shaking, pulled into my driveway, and sat in the silence of my car for an hour. The next morning, I didn't even bother calling my firm. I drafted an email resigning, citing a mental break, and blocked every number associated with the company. I just wanted to be home, where the walls were familiar and the doors stayed exactly where they were supposed to be. But as I walked into my bedroom, the air turned stale and metallic, the exact, sickening scent of ozone and wet earth. I froze. There, resting on my pillow, was a single, damp photograph. It was a picture of me, taken from inside my bedroom closet, just seconds ago. In the photo, the tall, blurred figure stood directly behind me, its spindly fingers reaching out to touch the back of my neck. A sound emerged from behind the closet door, a slow, rhythmic, wet thumping, like a massive heart beating against the wood. I stared at the door, paralyzed, as the handle began to turn. I realized then that I wasn't just being haunted, I was being archived. I hadn't quit my job, I had simply finished the final, involuntary stage of my cataloging. I backed away, but the bedroom door slammed shut, and the last thing I heard before the lights died was the dry, raspy scrape of the closet door swinging open.